What's going on, y'all? It is day 69 of my 1K a day series, so we up 69K. Just as a recap, that's me treating every single day as if I got paid $1,000 to live it up until day 1,000. Today is Thursday. It's active recovery day. Finna go to the library right now, get out 100 invitations to LinkedIn, past 1,100 invitations or connections on LinkedIn. So now I'm going into my niche of the athletic space. I'm gonna start out with a search of just like track and field coaches. So I'm gonna add 100 of those, just people in that space, and really in that speed and agility type of area, right? And I think starting off with track and field coaches will be, a pretty good space or a pretty good place to start off with. And then I think I'm gonna build up to maybe get some athletes in there after that. So start out with coaches and athletes, because the athletes turn into whatever in life. A lot of former athletes turn into fitness people. So just trying to get into that space. But after that, for the physical side of things, I'm going to not do much today. After Tuesday's active recovery, where I just literally foam rolled, I went and hit the massage gun and went to the sauna. I felt great on Wednesday. And then yesterday I did a ton of work. I got a good amount of tempo done on the track, and I also got a really good gym session in. Felt really strong in there and just kind of felt like really rejuvenated, man. It was nice. But I noticed something about the soleus. So I did some research last night, and I think it's called like the second heart, because it pumps, it works with a lot of blood circulation and blood pumping. And I didn't realize that until this morning after my session yesterday and really working on striking the ground actively. I noticed that I just put my hand on my soleus, and because it's responsible for plantar flexion. So when you flex your foot down, like when you press down, or when you're running and you toe off. So what I did was I put my hand on it and I started dorsiflexing my foot, so putting it up, and then plantar flexing and putting it down, and then trying to breathe deeply. And I realized I was like, a little bit of my deep breaths are getting trapped down here, and I feel like some blood is getting pulled down here as far as circulation goes. So today what I'm gonna do is go out in the sun. I'm gonna set up my blocks, but I'm not gonna do really almost any block pop outs. I'm gonna kind of get in my position, and I'm gonna kind of put my hands on both of those soleus muscles, and just kind of massage them there and just work on breath work. Today's mainly gonna be breath work, foam rolling out in the sun, and just really reset the nervous system after a high intensity day yesterday, or high output day. It wasn't super high on the intensity, but definitely a high output day. And then getting ready to go into Friday, where I'm going 3, 2, 1. That's a really high intensity, high output day for the nervous system. But I like where my weeks are set up so far, man, where it's going to Friday, Saturday. Well, it's hard days Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because I think it really does mimic a really hard weekend when it comes to track and field, where you got a 2-day event where you have to go hard on a Friday and a Saturday. I do that every week now, so it's nice to kind of at least let my body know, or my nervous system get into that rhythm where it's dude, on the weekends you have to be very intense on the weekends. Because a lot of times before, especially when I lived in Charlotte and I worked the 9 to 5, it was I worked really hard during the week, but my brain on Friday and Saturday is I'm in chill mode. I kind of get in chill mode on Tuesdays, Thursdays, because I noticed for the most part, outside of maybe the Olympics or something, or World Championships, most meets are set up for the weekends. So you kind of get into that rhythm for whether that's the national meets, qualifying meets, whether that's what is it? I forget, the Diamond League meets or whatever, or even the local meets that I get to compete in. They're always going to be on the weekends. So just getting my brain ready to really high output on the weekends is nice. And also getting into that area where I have days where I can just really go hard. Like yesterday in the gym after I left the track, I was like, I can really do a lot of high output right now. And something I couldn't do a few months ago was do high output, like really high output at one time. I would literally get dizzy and almost pass out whenever I would get to like try to use my full strength. It was weird, but I could do like mid intensity for 8 hours a day. So now I'm switching my body and everything to the point where it's like, all right, go hard for like 3 hours, and then we are chilling for the rest of the day. And that's where I need to be for track and field. It's not the most optimal thing for all humans, but for what I need to do, it's very optimal. So I'm in that space where it's like, yeah, I went hard yesterday, so now let's relax and go and recover from what I just did yesterday. But right now too, after I go send out my 100 LinkedIn invitations to my niche of track and field athletes and coaches, I'm going to also do a little bit of research into personal finance and investments, because what I really want to do is set myself up for success, right? I really want to, after track and field is done with, I want my brain, right, even in this process, right, as long as if I can just keep I'm trying to word this correctly. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to be prepared for success. So what comes with being a great track and field athlete? That comes with money. Money comes with that. And in my story, in my pathway, and how good I plan on being, millions of dollars come with that. So I want to be able to work with millions of dollars. So I'm going to have to learn about personal finance. I'm going to have to learn about investments, and I'm going to have to learn about what I need to do with that. So that's where I'm preparing for that now, just as much as I'm preparing for the track and field success. I haven't gotten into it as much as track and field because I had to, that has to happen first, right? I have my skill set, my tangible skill, but what I want to do to expound the finances, right? Or to expand the finances and make sure that I have that financial stability for the rest of my life, I need to now focus on that, because I do genuinely believe that I have it, for the most part, figured out, the track and field thing. I just got to keep on doing what I'm doing. So now, and that was the hardest thing to do. You got to be literally a 0.000000001% human to be able to do that. So that was the thing that took the most time and effort. But you can be, a top 20% human and be financially stable. So that's going to be easier. It is what it is. It takes money to make money, and I found a way to make money. So now I have to find a way to, grow that. And I'm gonna get into researching just like I did. Started with track and field. I mean, I don't know much, but I'll know more tomorrow than I know today. So, that's the plan. But longer today, about 9 minutes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. So I will see you guys tomorrow.